Local coverage you can count on continues with Glenn Marini's Sports Report. Sports coverage you can count on.
Whether you liked to hear that you weren't getting the job done or you were, it really didn't matter. It was about the next day, and you had to keep working. And I think that was the biggest thing that you could take growing up in my house, was just it was on a constant quest to work and get better.
That a comment from Archie Miller, coming from my one-on-one interview with him 4 years ago, right after he got the job in Bloomington. Unfortunately for him, the lack of improvement at IU leading to the end of his time in B-Town. After 4 seasons and no NCAA tournament appearances, Indiana University firing Miller as its head coach. The Hoosiers paying him $10.3 million in a buyout to make the break. But according to athletic director Scott Dolson, the bulk of that will be paid by 2 anonymous donors.
A great honor and pleasure for the first time ever to introduce to you the new head men's basketball coach at Indiana University, Archie Miller.
4 years ago, he came from Dayton to Assembly Hall with high hopes. With the 67 and 58 overall record, including going 33 and 44 in the Big Ten, Archie Miller has been fired a day after Indiana was left out of the NCAA tournament, a tournament that will be played entirely in the Hoosier State.
Yeah, it's a results-oriented business, and ultimately the results are what they are. Consistency is a word that is really important to me. I probably overuse it, but it's just important in everything we do. You mention Indiana basketball, people know who we are, what we stand for.
IU did not make the big dance in any of Miller's 4 seasons, although, to be fair, there was a good chance they would have in 2020 if COVID hadn't wiped out the tournament. Still, IU's consistent inconsistency is something that plagued the Miller era.
What's important to us is that it's a style of play that recruits want to play in. I think we have to blend all of that together to have an attractive style of play that obviously can win consistently, that players want to play in and see themselves in.
After Kelvin Sampson, Tom Crean, and now Miller, IU fans wouldn't mind someone with Hoosier ties, or at least ties to the state of Indiana, much like Dolson himself, who was a student manager at IU under Bob Knight.
I really am looking for someone that could really help reestablish the identity of IU basketball. Live in the past, but to build on it.
Dolson saying that IU will not hire a search firm to help identify its next head coach, but also adding they don't have a specific coach in mind at this point. Names like Brad Stevens, Steve Alford, Dane Fife, they've been popular among IU fans. Veteran coaches without ties to IU like John Beilein or Rick Pitino could also be options.